So, you did everything that you had to do in your list today, but you still feel like you were not productive? You still feel that emptiness, like you should have done more? The next 8 minutes, I'm going to teach you what's the difference between being in motion and in progress, and what's the one question that separates them. Hi, my name is Paula Bresson, and today I'm going to share with you a little bit about this feeling that we get sometimes when we actually did everything that we planned to do. We have this long calendar list that we fill with, things on it, but still at the end of the day, it feels like we didn't do anything. Recently, that I had that a little bit of that feeling when I was working with my agents, because now I have multiple agents taking care of different aspects of my company. When you set like a task for an agent, and it will just like complete like in seconds, and then you can move on to the next task, and it will move on in seconds, and it can move to the next task. And I caught myself doing this again, was that you rush through the tasks, doing things and doing things without ever stopping and thinking, wait, why am I doing this? I would feel like, oh my God, like I did so much, but still what, like, what did I accomplish? This feeling of emptiness, of like, what was it? Well, first of all, I want to share with you that you're not lazy. You're just busy in the wrong places. And I'm pretty sure that you can relate to this in times and periods when you were like filling up your calendar. This is actually a photo of my calendar. Back in the day, I went all the way back to 2024. This is one of the most crowded calendar that I've ever had. But still, like at this point, I was already using the SPC. It was in the beginning stages of it. But look how crowded that was. And still, I was very intentional here, but I didn't have all the tools to reconnect during the day to understand that, like, oh my gosh, I don't need to do so much. Like, I am certain that I was dedicating my time to a lot of things that did not go anywhere. There's this rule that says that 20% of what you do is actually what makes a difference in your life and your projects. Only 20%. And when you figure that out, you don't have calendars like that anymore. Because what's that percent? Those are the things that are actually fruitful in your life. So in order for you to understand the difference between motion and progress, you have to see this and understand what's the failure. Okay, so here, you fill up your calendar like crazy, like I did. You check off a bunch of tasks during the day, but at the end of the day, you're exhausted and feeling like you didn't do anything. And also, you have a bunch of notes that you take from different systems, and you save it in different folders and files of ideas and things that you need to be done, that needs to be done, but you never find it later. Okay? Have you ever felt like that? That is motion. That is not progress. That is just you keeping yourself busy during the day. One kind of busy that actually steals your progress is when you're driven by peripheral gains. And what I mean by that is when you're searching and going for things that are giving you instant satisfaction. It's giving you like that instant feeling of moving forward. And with this story that I was telling you about the AI agents that I started implementing in the company, in the beginning when I was structuring it, that's exactly what was happening. Because when I saw, it writing all like the new copies for my website, creating all these new designs, these cool things that I used to take like months to do, it would do in weeks, and things that I used to do in weeks I would finish in hours. That felt good. But in the end, that's just a peripheral gain, because why did I add those agents to my website? The reason why I did it is because I wanted to automate processes that took me away from my client one-on-one and my product development. I close deals one-on-one, but I wanted the agents to take care of that. And was that moving forward? Just by having a new cute image up in a website? No, it wasn't moving forward. So it leaves you empty at the end. So this is how you fix it. In the system, there is this thing. I'm going to go to my main note here so you can see it with me. So here, during the day, there's this thing that we call the Intermediary Journal. And what it does is get you back on track during your activity. So how it works. During the day, when you start an action, like you can go here and go time. So like right now it's 6:52 p.m. and we were working on growth and development, right? So I can start a task here right now. And I'm gonna say, so what did you just accomplish and learn? So, and then I ask myself, what's the single task that moves me forward the most that I can do now? And usually those tasks are things that are in the preparation of the soil phase. Here, if I'm asking myself what I'm gonna do now that moves me forward the most, I am already connecting my next action to purpose. So what is the seed level of the next step? Well, that's a very important question to ask yourself, because that is connected to your intention. When you have your intentions very clear, you will immediately connect to the satisfaction of that action after. It will fulfill you because it is connected to your intent. I want to tell you that busy is not a personality, it's a symptom. And sometimes people will actually take it, as like, I am a busy person, like as if almost as if it's part of of who they are, of their personality. And being very honest, I have never been as accomplished as nowadays. My calendar is so clean. It's awesome. My clients sometimes want to reschedule and everything. I have time to do that because I honor my time. I honor time with my family. I honor time to do growth and development, which, by the way, is a very important thing in the system for you to have a well-rounded life. And so being super busy does not equal to being successful or to being satisfied even. It's quite the opposite in my experience. And the reason why is because you were probably doing things that are not connected to purpose. They're not things that are being fruitful in your life, and they have not been something that you started with a purpose behind it. And this might sound a little cliche when they say, like, if you don't know what your why, then you're never going to be fulfilled. And it's true, actually. You need to be more in touch with your purpose so that you can focus on actions that will develop that purpose and bring you more fulfillment. Well, so if you want to know where you're at in this moment in a certain area of your life, if you feel like you keep on doing things and you still struggle to have that fulfillment, There is an assessment, a free assessment on my website that will tell you exactly where you're at in a project. So if you want to know where you're at, go to my website. You're going to have the link down below and reach out for the quiz. It's a free assessment. So send your information, send your case, and I'm going to personally write back to you within about 72 hours, which is the max that I can manage to reply to everyone. And then you will get to know exactly where you're at and how to go from there. Because if you don't know where you are, it's impossible for you to know where you're going. So thanks for watching. I hope that some of these tips helped you out. And as you can see, our time's up. So I'll see you in the next one.